Maya, quick question. If I said, talk to your AI like it's a real conversation, would you believe me or roll your eyes?
Both, Marcus. Because that's the exact pitch every voice assistant has made for a decade, and every one of them has cut me off mid-sentence.
Right. So today we're doing one tool, one workflow, one verdict. The tool is OpenAI's new voice system, GPT-Live, and the whole trick is one word, turnless.
Turnless. Okay, let's make that human. Let's actually walk through using this thing.
Here's the setup. According to OpenAI, they built GPT-Live in 6 months around a low-latency architecture and what they call a turnless speech model. Continuous voice interaction. You talk, it talks. No rigid press to speak, wait for the beep dance.
And that's the workflow that matters. Old assistants worked in turns. You say a thing, it processes, it replies, full stop. GPT-Live is designed so it can respond while the conversation is still flowing. OpenAI's framing is faster, more natural conversations.
So in practice, you're mid-thought, you say, actually, wait, change that, and it just adjusts. No restart, no reprompt.
That's the promise. If you've ever tried to correct a voice assistant and it barrels ahead anyway, this is aimed squarely at that pain. Low latency is the unsung hero. The gap between you talking and it reacting is where these things always felt robotic.
Now the gotcha. Because there's always a gotcha. Everything we just said is from OpenAI's own engineering post. How we built it. That's their description of their system.
Right. No independent latency tests in front of us yet. And turnless sounds magical, but interruption handling is genuinely hard. Knowing when you're pausing to think versus done talking. That's exactly where these systems stumble.
And the timing is almost comedic, Maya. Because the other big voice story today? Apple. TechCrunch says Apple finally fixed Siri, and their own take is that it feels anticlimactic.
Which is such a mood, honestly. Apple shipped the assistant Siri was always supposed to be. But TechCrunch's point is that just being a capable AI assistant in 2026 doesn't feel revolutionary anymore. The bar moved.
So you've got Apple catching up to competent the same week OpenAI is chasing feels like a real conversation. That's the whole race in one snapshot.
And there's a spicy footnote. OpenAI put out a post today pushing back on an Apple lawsuit, calling it baseless and correcting claims about its employees. So the two aren't just competing on voice, they're throwing elbows.
We're not litigating that one here, and it's a legal back and forth, and OpenAI's post is one side of it, just noting the temperature in the room.
So the verdict. Marcus, you want the honors?
Verdict. GPT-Live is the more interesting bet if, and it's a real if, the turnless low-latency claims hold up outside OpenAI's own blog. Natural interruption is the thing that's always been broken.
And my practical ad, if you already live in a voice assistant, don't rip anything out yet. Apple's fixed Siri is here now. GPT-Live's real-world feel is the thing to test. Promising, not proven.
That's the through line today. Voice AI is finally chasing natural conversation instead of just more features, from OpenAI to Apple. But the receipts are still coming.
That's your daily AI beat. Subscribe and come back tomorrow. We do this every single day.
And tomorrow we're digging into vibe coding. AWS just made a move that could decouple your apps from the model underneath. See you then.